Hi guys, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Don't know if it's still my YouTube channel, but hi guys, welcome back. Today I've got some special guests. They'll introduce themselves, but you would have seen by the title that this is a video about missionary kids, where we are asking different questions, just having a chit chat about what it's like being an MK, growing up as a missionary kid. So they'll introduce themselves.
I am Josephine, but you can call me Jojo.
Hello, my name is Precious. Abam.
Oh God!
It's okay. It's okay.
So much love.
So
So
we're going
it's
to.
very chaotic.
So I think the first thing is just to talk about how was it growing up as a missionary kid.
Okay, well, I grew up in Guinea-Bissau because my parents are missionaries to Guinea-Bissau. Although they are.
Missionary. Where did your parents come from? Originally?
Oh, okay. So I'm Nigerian. My parents are originally Nigerian, but they're missionaries to Guinea-Bissau. So I grew up in Guinea-Bissau. Although I do recognize the fact that there are some missionaries who are still like within the same country, but like in a different community. So there are different dynamics to missions. But I think all three of us we did like cross-cultural, cross-country
Yeah, that's
missions.
yeah.
Yeah, so I grew up in Guinea-Bissau, but a lot of my childhood was spent in boarding house in Senegal because Nigeria is an English-speaking country. Guinea-Bissau is a Portuguese-speaking country. And my parents always knew that they wanted my sister and I to go back to Nigeria for our university studies. And so they wanted us to study in English. So initially my mom was homeschooling us, but then later on I went to boarding school in Senegal.
Now I'm also from Nigeria. Yeah, my parents were missionaries when they had me. And then when I was 6 years, we came to Botswana. And then I lived for 12 years in Botswana. And then after that, we came and we stayed in South Africa. Still missionaries. Now I'm serving in the same ministry as a missionary.
Part of missions is that we are taught to share. We learn how to, from an early age.
It wasn't easy.
You share even your parents. We need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Me and my sister, we will be sharing everything. Room sharing, this sharing, that
We
sharing.
can leave it for later.
And
the
every
clothes.
sharing.
Pass me down.
Hand me
Hand me down.
everything.
No, you.
I got a lot of hand me downs from my parents. I don't know if she got.
Didn't
from
you get
me.
hand me downs from your sister?
Everything I got was hand me down.
Thank you.
From who? Me.
When
I don't
did
know
we
if
start?
it's you or Nathan. I never got anything new.
When did you start getting new things? I think
I don't
one of
know
the
when
first
I
times when I was 8, because we were going for a wedding or something. I remember we now went shopping in a new. Because even when we go shopping, you go shopping at Bendan Select.
I think for me it's university where I really started getting new things. I think it was when I was going, because I went to boarding school before university. So I think it was when I started going to boarding school that I got some the things that were for me. Say no, this one we bought it for you. Even when mommy and daddy will be having what is this thing? Feed for kids. Even if we're looking like this, it's fine. Give for kids. That there was a ministry program.
Samaritan purse. Yes,
box.
I also got that.
Samaritan box or purse?
Purse, I think. Purse.
I thought it was
Purse.
box. No, it's fine.
It came in boxes though.
Yes, Samaritan purse. They will bring. I will see all those gifts, and then people will be getting the best things, and me, I'm getting the worst.
Because you always have to prefer the other people.
For the first time in my life, I did thievery there. That's the first time. Serious.
You stole from confession time.
No records. It's fine. I went because the boxes were stored in our room. In our room, yeah. And we were still very small. They were stored in our room. So when I saw other people getting the best, and me every time I open my box is like ordinary, I would say So one day because you can't really open those boxes without anyone knowing. So I tried my best. I was pulling it up like this, pulling it up. Even what I took out of there was a sweet.
Yeah, no, in my boarding house, sometimes we got things like that. I remember we got Samaritan purse at least once. And then there was also a time they did like a pen pal, like an exchange.
Yeah.
So my pen pal was from Australia. And so she sent a bunch of things. And I was like so lost as to what can I send back to her. because it's supposed to be like an exchange.
Yeah.
And she said many nice things. I still remember, like, I think it was during COVID when I was cleaning out the house. I still saw the picture because she had sent me a picture of herself and like the note, and I was like, oh, that's nice. I even tried to find her on Instagram, but ages ago. Yeah, but when we talk about sharing, like even like sharing our parents, I remember 2 days ago, so my parents have started 3 months discipleship training. They do it annually.
Yeah.
Like, because you guys
As in like 3 months once a year.
once a year.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 months once a year. So it's July to September.
Mm.
But you guys have like 3 months, like
All
close
round.
knit and all round. So these 3 months they have like 99 students at the moment. So it's like it's not as close knit as what you guys have, because it's just that once a year. So because they've been so busy, like I knew that I didn't have that much time to call them. And even though like I wanted to talk to my mom, I haven't been able to. So I now called her 2 days ago, and I was like, "Oh mom, I've just been very tired and I just need my mother." And she tried to have a conversation with me, and then she was like, "You know what? I need to get to school. I'll call you back. Or if I don't call you, call me." She didn't call me. And then when I called her, she wasn't online. If she now called later in the evening, and we were having a conversation, and then someone came, and she was like, "Jojo, sorry, I need to attend to this person, but just stay on the call." And literally what just came to my mind was like, man, I'm just so used to sharing my parents.
Yeah.
And it was so bad that my mom forgot that I was on the call, left her phone, went out to the shop to get something. And when I realized that, I just got the call because I was like, it's just wasting her data. And then when she came back, she now called me. She was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I got to the shop, and then I realized I wasn't on call with you."
Yeah.
And now we can laugh about it.
Yeah, that's because we understand.
Because we understand now. But as kids, it's easier to share your belongings, and it's like, okay, it's already a sacrifice for a child to have to share their meal, their beds. Because even when we had visitors, many times if we had too many visitors, my sister and I would leave our beds and sleep on the mats in the sitting room so that our visitors could have the bed. Like, that's even easier to do. But when it comes to your parents, it's like, oh God, that's pushing it. Because I'm like, but the older you get, the more you understand.
Yeah. I think now, because we're in a place where, well, for me, I'm also so committed in ministry as well. I can see why they do what they do. It's not like, oh, okay, no, give me all the time in the world. Although you would like that, to be like, oh, my parents are for me, they're with me, everything is concerning me. But then you realize now that there are other people. That's what ministry is. I think that's the most important thing now. Okay. But the good thing is, and I think they too realize that it's more in the raising of a child at the young stages that all that attention needs to be given. But there comes the place where they too will start to understand that, oh, okay, this is what my parents do. So I think they are also not that worried, because they know that, no, when they were growing up, we did our best. We discipled them, we helped them. Now, when they are older, they don't really have that thing of, well, we do, but it's not like we don't understand.
Yeah.
I remember when we were in Botswana, because that's when we were younger, and then mommy and daddy were having a children's ministry, and they involved us in it. But I didn't really feel like I was sharing them. I didn't really feel, because maybe the ministry was always like after schools and everything, so we'll come together. It was nice having other people around to play with. But I think they balanced it out very well. But I think another thing that was interesting was the after meetings or after church, when you want to go home and your parents,
and we shall dwell in the house of the Lord
and
forever and ever.
Even till now, it hasn't ended. It hasn't ended.
Yeah. No, I think even for me, because at that stage in my late teenage years, I was back in Nigeria. Because when my sister finished high school in Senegal, we went back to Nigeria. So when we learned how to drive, what we did was we would go to church with 2 cars. Mommy and daddy would stay back with one, and then we would go back home with the other.
I wish we got driving skills earlier, because
otherwise-
mommy and daddy will stay, and we
we'll
will be done. We will be ready. Just know that you will spend another 1 to 2 hours with them just talking.
And then lunch on Sundays is like 4 p.m. Because of that, like it's never earlier than 4.
Is it even in the house, or you're going out to the pastor's house?
Yeah, but I think another thing that also like helped me, and I see that a lot in your family, is my parents involved us in the ministry.
Yes.
Like, I think it's a mistake that ministers sometimes make.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
don't
I
involve your
agree very
children
much.
in the ministry, so it feels like, oh, that's my parents' ministry.
It's
But me,
not
when
you.
I'm talking about it, it's our ministry, because I know the nitty-gritty of what's happening. I know, like, like right now, I think it was day before yesterday that another student arrived, and I knew that, okay, they have this number of students. So even though I'm not there in person, anyone can call me and I can give them an update of what's going on. Yeah. So I think that really helped a lot, because even growing up, because like what you said, like growing that those early stages, it's so important. Even though I was in boarding school, and I went to boarding school when I was like 6 years old, but my parents still made sure that we know that we're loved. Like, like undoubtedly, like, we are loved, and we knew what was going on, and we knew why these things were happening. Like, they would take their time to explain it. So I think that's also, like, very important for ministers, when raising children, to know that, yeah, you have to carry them along. Don't despise the fact that they're kids. Even if they don't understand it immediately, eventually they will, and it goes a long way.
I think looking back now, it didn't end for me even in childhood. What you're talking about, because when I was young, they involved me in the children's ministry. As I grew older, you remember when they were doing the training before the on-base training, and I will come holidays or I'll be home, and then they'll say, "Come and join the teachings. Come and join the teachings." I didn't want to. I won't lie. I didn't want to, but because they insisted, even though I complained and grumbled, I will join. And I think it's sensitizing children at a young age into the ministry, into what they do, that allows the children to grow up and now appreciate the job.
So, with you guys talking about this, why don't we talk about ministry as well, personally? Like, now, growing up in a family where that's what we know. Our parents do missions. It's all about ministry. It's all about the kingdom. Many times you'll find that pastors' kids or missionary kids go the other way.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not gonna do that. It was good for you, not for me. But I want to know, where are we? Like, what's your view on that? Is it something that you want to do? Is it something that you feel like you are called to do, ministry, missions, in whatever way? Or are you also saying, nope, that was for you, for me, it's another way?
I think that it's a very serious topic in that area. Reason I'm saying that is because we're living in a dangerous world, and the world will try to convince every pastor's kid, missionary kid, that go and do your own thing, go and make money. Especially when you're a missionary kid. I came across a video where a missionary kid was saying that she was brainwashed in the missions, that seeing her parents do all those good deeds was actually brainwashing. They weren't doing right. And I looked at it and I saw how sometimes as missionary kids you can devalue the work of your parents to say it's a wastage of time. Maybe because they weren't able to get you the best clothes of the season, to get you the best items of that time. So you will say, no, my parents were poor. They did nothing. And because of such thoughts growing up, it leads many to now want to say, no, I'm going to spend time making money. I don't want to be poor. When people have that kind of mindset, it affects how they move forward. So I personally believe that for me, what helped is really not just mommy and daddy teaching us and raising us and guiding us, but me coming to that point of walking with Christ myself. Not seeing it as something for my parents, but seeing it as something for me. The moment you yourself see God as important, not just through the eyes of your parents, is the moment you start to appreciate their service and work, and even want to contribute to it to advance the kingdom. You may not end up in the same ministry, but more likely than not, you will end up serving God, because I don't believe God calls missionary kids into a missionary household for no reason, or into a pastor's household for no reason. The problem is when the enemy has seen a loophole to steal that child away. Otherwise, what God wants is from generation to generation to generation that we serve him. So that's my view.
I think for me, I've always wanted to be a missionary. Like, right from when I was a child, I always said it. And my parents would remind me of instances when I was like 4, because they would have like the leaders meeting in our house and stuff. and I'd be like, oh, everybody gather around. I'm going to administer communion, and so like church leaders would call me pastor, like in Creole, pastora. Like so they would like so right from when I was a kid, they always called me pastor, and I've always wanted to like just be full time in ministry, but like Precious was saying, it's very important to know God for yourself. So as I grew older, um, at each point when I was like, okay, God, I'm ready to go to Bible school. I just want to like go full time in ministry. He would always be like, just wait. So, like right now, I'm here in South Africa doing my masters. I never thought I would come to this extent, like academically, because I always thought that okay, at some point get my degree, whatever, and then just go straight into full time missions. So what God showed me was that ministry is not always the way we grow up seeing it. So even though I'm doing my master's degree, this is still an opportunity for ministry for me. The way I live my life, how I interact with other people, with my classmates, with my colleagues, I can still shine as a light to them, and that is still ministry. So to answer your question, yes, I strongly, I would even say that I am in the ministry like full time. It might not be full time in the way my parents like let go of everything, but like even wherever I find myself, I still make sure that it's for God. Whatever I'm doing is for God.
But on that topic, I'm thinking that is it wise that you, just because you're a minister or a missionary, that you immediately put your child in a position?
Well, yeah, I don't think it's like an automatic ticket to be like, oh, because you're a minister's kid, you automatically the next in line. Yeah, I don't think it should be that way. Bec- some like okay, I don't think there's any hard or fast rule, right? I think it depends on the situation and it depends on how God leads. Because there are some ministers' kids who have grown to that position.
Yeah.
But the key word there is grown. Like, so the fact that you were born in a minister's home doesn't automatically give you that ticket. It means that you already know. Because sometimes you do know all the, what do you call it? Like, you know the right things to do, you know the right things to say, you know the language, you know the techniques, you know everything. But you haven't experienced God for yourself. You haven't grown to that place of maturity. And a lot about ministry has to do with character. And that's personal growth. Like, if you don't have it, you just don't have it.
That's true.
So, yeah, I think that everybody has to grow to
Yeah.
get to that.
Yeah, I think also most of the time you'll find that even the pastors' kids, because that's mostly in pastors, like churches and situations. Since as missionaries, we don't really have a church per se.
That's true.
We are just serving. But in churches, you'll find that the congregation or the congregants in a church begin with the family. So you'll find that already at that stage, the children are getting used to doing certain things. Not necessarily that they are placed in a role of, okay, you are now assistant pastor or you are this and that. But you'll see that most of them, they are grown to take charge of those roles because there are no congregants as yet. So you'll find that many pastors that I've seen, their children are either doing the worship band, one knows how to play an instrument, one knows how to sing, one knows how to usher, because that's how the church grew. But it doesn't, as Joe said, it doesn't qualify them to say, okay, just because you're my child, you are right for this position. Because what we've seen and what we know is that many of these pastors' kids and missionary kids, their lives are, they're not even in the way of righteousness. They're not reflecting Christ. It's not, the fruit doesn't speak. So I think in that case, really, when it comes to a certain point, the kids or the leaders need to sit down with the kids or maybe tell them that, hey guys, no, you're not reflecting the right way.
There's a pride in
Because
missionary kids.
Ministers' kids in general.
Yeah, ministers' kids. But really, if their lives are not reflected, there's no point in putting them out there, because it's like just saying whatever you are preaching. Because even the Bible in the Timothy and Titus books, when it talks about the qualities of an elder, it speaks about how your children should respect you. Your children should be without reproach, or they should walk in the way of righteousness. And obviously you can't control them when they get to a certain point to be like, oh, you're 22 now, I'm controlling you, you should do this. No, they have their own will, their own mind. But if they are not living the right way, you can't continue to keep them in leadership. You need to take a stand to say, guys, otherwise, who are you leading? What are they going to follow? But to answer my question, Before I give it over, because I think you guys also have something.
Yeah,
to
I
say.
have a point
But
on that. Yeah.
To answer my question, I think missions and ministry is for me, and I'm currently serving in ministry. I don't think it was something for my parents or something else. And like Precious touched on it, I believe that when God calls a family, when God calls someone, He's not calling them alone to say this is for you and it ends with you. But I think He's starting something.
Yeah.
So it's like with when He called the tribe of Levi and separated Aaron to be priests, it was the whole family. He said, from you until this will be the tribe of, this will be the people handling worship, the temple, priests. So I believe when He separated our family and my father and everything, it wasn't just to end with him, but I too am in it. And to be honest, this is all that I can see in my life. I can't see anything else. So yeah, but I think ministers and missionary kids or pastors' kids, we have a problem really of living a righteous life, living well. We don't have that problem. It's a general
God, by the grace of
yes,
God.
but
Yeah.
it's a general thing.
It is. It's a real thing. But I think I also wanted to touch on the parents' fault in it, because you were talking about how if a child is not living right, the parent should sit the child down and talk.
Yeah.
But I think that sometimes parents are also very protective of their children.
Yeah.
And it's like even when outsiders are speaking about the kids, they're like, oh, but you don't understand what the child is going through. Like either the parents are in denial or they're prideful and it's just like, it's my son, the anointing flows or whatever. Or they just keep praying. And I mean, prayer is good, and prayer is very key. But there has to be action with the prayer.
Yeah.
You don't just pray. You have to take necessary measures. Which is why it's still going back to, I think it was Pleasant who had said it, grooming the child, like right from childhood, how you raise up the child, it really matters. Because what we can all testify about is the fact that we had, yes, our parents are missionaries, but they were present in our lives.
Yeah.
They taught us the way of the Lord.
Yeah.
We weren't just
daily devotion.
daily, and for us it
9
wasn't,
a.m. prayer. Hey,
and it's not
God.
just the family devotions. You have to have your own personal devotion.
And they check.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, with your notes, or you have to come and share what you have learned. And they are so smart, you can't learn the same thing every day. It cannot be John 3:16 every day.
Yeah.
You must be progressing.
Oh my God.
So
Then the random check-ins.
Did you do
Did you do your quiet?
and I think the worst of all, well, should I say worst of all? The thing is that our parents are very discerning. So they even know when you're lying.
We are children. We are still, so we think we are smart.
You think you're smart,
but we
but
don't know.
I'm like, so like, and
Sorry to cut you in. There was a time when we would be doing devotions, and in our Bibles, some Bibles have these headings.
yes.
They will say, share something. I'll look at the heading, and I'll say, my sharing is, I'll read the heading. Oh my goodness, bless you.
And you're like, okay, and then so what else did you learn? And those probing questions.
Yeah.
What else did you learn? My father always said something. He said, family is the first point of ministry.
Yeah,
And-
even daddies
and
also.
He proved it with his life. Like, so he's not going to go outside and preach to other people if
When
his
the
own
family-
children are
yeah,
not. So
yeah.
I think that goes back to ministers, the fact that you don't neglect your family in the name of ministry. Like, yes, God has called you, and yes, you are a shepherd, but remember that your first flock are the
Is your
children
family.
that God gave you. Yes,
Yeah.
your family. Even the spouse. You don't neglect your spouse because you're going out there. Like, that's one thing that, like, I've seen my parents sacrifice things a lot, but I also see the love and unity in their marriage. So it's like, and I think that also goes a long way, because sometimes it's like, I don't want to live a lonely life, because you've seen maybe the mother is at home, because there is that mindset of, like what you had said about mom is a housewife. Many times it just looks like the minister is the man, and then the wife is just like the housewife. But no, like, you both have a role to play. So yeah, I think just going back to the fact that parents as ministers, you have a huge role to play over your children's lives. And like both Pleasant and Precious have said, it's a generational thing. Like, it's something that my mom has always prayed as well, and she prays it in our presence. Those prayers that that she's praying to God, but she's telling you so that you also know you have a part to pray. That like our generations would serve the Lord, and for that to happen, you have to train them up. The Bible says, train up a child in the way it should go. When he's old, you'll not depart from it. So I think that training is very, very key. Amen.
So with that, we've come to the end of this video. Please like this video.
And please share.
And please subscribe.
And we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Same size.
And there's not been sharing. We'll share both of them.
Yeah. Where's the third one?
It's inside there. We'll bring it out.
Let's be going. You started now. Let's be going.
Hi, we're missionary kids. This is what we do.
My dear.
We're fighting over chips. Because this is hospitality. Our juice has almost finished. Don't worry, we'll share that other one too. The sparkling water. Yeah. Hi, I'm Josephine Yisa. But you can also... Okay. Hi.
Hello, my name is Precious. I'm this elder sister to Pleasant. Yeah.
Like you have to put in
Yeah, just or Joe, as you will hear.
Comments.
No, but you will hear them call me Joe or Jojo, aka Jojo. I'm Josephine, also known as Jojo.
Is it my turn?
I'm trying to get a proper one so that when you're editing, you will find a good one.